Please welcome our amazing speaker, Janavi Anand. Janavi is a senior software engineer at SpotHero working on Drivers League team. She has worked on front-end and back-end projects across multiple technologies. She is also an electronics engineering graduate via the Grace Hopper program. Welcome, Janavi.
Hello. Let me share my screen. Okay, bear with me. Yep. Hello, everyone. Thanks for the introduction. Before I start, there is a closed captioning option that is available. So if required, please turn it on. So as she introduced, I'm Janavi Anand, working as a senior software engineer, mainly as a front-end developer in SpotHero. I am an electronics and communication engineer, took a boot camp to enter the software industry. So, jumping straight to the topic, code quality and code security. So, as software engineers, we collaborate and contribute to a common code base. In such scenarios, it is important to maintain coding guidelines, code health, and security. Without much delay, let's jump on to the libraries and tools that are used in achieving the same. So I have listed some. So ESLINT and Prettier supports JavaScript. Stylelint is for CSS. Husky, SonarCube or SonarCloud, and snyk.io are some tools that supports multiple coding technologies. So let's see ESLint. So ESLint is a JavaScript linter that you can use to lint either TypeScript or JavaScript code. So it helps you to set up some rules in your coding base. Like for example, you can set up something like no unused vars or constant, so that someone like declares a constant and they forget and they don't use it, then it would just highlight that as like unused constant, remove it. So it helps you to apply some rules. So there are a lot of rules available, and I have given the link for the same. It helps us to catch and fix problems beforehand. Next is Prettier. Prettier is an opinionated code formatter. It works along with ESLint. Let's say you made a single line change and created a pull request and realized a dozen of files has changed just purely because of different tab spaces set on your end. This can be solved using a formatter like Prettier. So that would maintain a consistent formatting across the project. So all your pull request conveys some meaningful changes, not just formatting changes. So that's Prettier. Stylelint, similar to ESLint, it's a linter that helps you avoid errors and enforce conventions in your styles. So, for example, you can set it up like there should not be any duplication of style or property in the CSS file. So that it helps to catch if any of those duplications, so that it does not break or cause undesired output. So that's Stylelint. Husky. So let's say all of the above works only if it is set right in the IDE. Like keeping Prettier as the default formatter, etc., should be done locally. So if it is not set, then the linting and formatting will be caught in the CI/CD process and would fail the build. Too late. So we can set that up in Git hooks, but again, it is set up locally, not across the project. So this is solved by Husky. Husky helps to run the pre-commit hooks or any Git hooks and can be set up in the project. We can run tests, linter, formatter, or even commit message check in the pre-commit hooks. So Husky helps to resolve that and to maintain a standard in the code base. Next is SonarCube. So, in my previous job where I worked as a tech lead, I got the opportunity to audit code base for organizations and provide a report on the code quality and security. I first ran the static code analysis using SonarCube and a manual scan of the code as well. SonarCube is a free edition, and you can just download and set it up locally. Um, so SonarCube supports multiple languages. So any language that you have used, you can use SonarQube to run the static analysis. So for setting up, the documentation on installing and running the server is really good and provides step-by-step instruction. And also Docker image is available, which can be pulled and set up locally. So once that setup is done, once you're able to get the server running, rest of it is pretty intuitive. So first it would prompt you to create a project. So just enter the project key and the display name, go to next step, which is like set up. Then it would ask you to generate a token. If you have an existing token with the SonarCube, you can use that, or enter a name for the token and click generate. Next step, it would ask like, what is the coding technology for the code base? If it is JavaScript, you will be selecting other. If it is .NET, you will select .NET. The next step would be select your OS. So mine is Mac, so I have selected Mac. That's it. If you have not set Sonar Scanner locally, then you have to download the bin directory that is given here and set the path environment variable. Like me, if there is an issue, I always use Homebrew because it takes care of everything. So you can just install using Homebrew, and that's done. You don't have to worry about the path variables. So once that's done, it would generate, it would give a script for you to run. You just have to copy the script, go to your project's root directory, and then paste it there, hit enter, and that's it. The SonarQube would run the analysis. You can see that there is this scanner work folder that got created. And once it's successful, the local host or the local server would refresh. So make sure you add the scanner work under git ignore. We don't want to see those files in the GitHub because those are not useful files. It's just local to SonarQube. So everything is done, it's successful, and in the local server, you can see the result of the code. This is an example code base that I have set up. I have not touched it for like around 3 years. So I ran the SonarCube analysis, and you can see the SonarCube analysis made on 4 different measures. One is reliability, security. This one is security hotspots or vulnerability, and the 4th one is maintainability. So you can go and see the detailed report on each of these topics. If you go and click the issues or bugs, it would say like, what is the issue? If you select why is this an issue, it would give details on what kind of like created this issue and where it is. So you can go and resolve that. Similarly, if you want to look at the security hotspot that was created, so that is differentiated under 3 category. One is high, medium, and low. Luckily, we don't have any high security hotspots reported. So this is the medium one that got reported here. So you can take a look at it, like which exact file and which exact line triggered the security hotspot. And to get more details, you can go here and see what's the risk. So why exactly that is a risk? So that has reported like 3 vulnerabilities here, and this match.random has reported 3 vulnerabilities and how that impacts. And next, are you at risk? It gives you an opportunity to evaluate whether it is really a risk for you. Have you used match.random in a security purpose, like for login or user identification, then it is a security risk. Or if you have used math.random just to generate some random numbers for testing or something, then it may not be a risk for you, but it gives you an opportunity to evaluate how is it really a risk to you. If it is not, you can manually go and resolve this issue, or you can go to how can you fix it, and it gives you some options of like how that can be fixed. So next one is issues. If you go under issues, you can see like it's again differentiated as blocker, critical, major, minor, and info. Blockers are really important, that needs to be resolved. Critical is somewhat important but can be resolved. So based on that, you can see like so many issues reported, and you can go and see why this is an issue and where it was created. So that gives more information about that. So measures, this gives more information about the projects. I mean, like overall view of like reliability. Its rating is C, and if you select each topic, it would show you a graph and these circles and how it is graded. So this one has an A grade. So if you hover over it or if you click it, it would give more information. So this circle indicates it's from C.js and its technical depth, coverage, line of code, grade, security rating, and etc. So security review is pretty bad. It has E. If we hover over it, it would give like more information on which exact file is having E grade and what needs to be done. So overall, it gives you like how the project has is. So this helps like if someone is handing over the project, or if you are taking over a brownfield project, you can run the SonarCube analysis and see like where the project stands and how much amount of work it involves to resolve these technical debt and start adding new features. You can also look at the scalability or maintainability and how that is rated, and it gives you a clear picture of the project's code base. Next is SonarCloud. So SonarCloud has the same features just like SonarQube, but SonarQube is local, and you can say you cannot share it across the team. The results needs to be like you have to take a screenshot and share it. SonarCloud, as the name suggests, you can set it up for the project, and it runs for the project, and the result is shared with the team. The setup is pretty much same. You have to go to SonarCloud, create an account, then create a new project. That would prompt. It's a similar step like create a new project, and the next step is to generate a token. So from there, once you generate a token, you have to add that to your repository. So for example, here we are going to see GitHub repository. So let's say I got the token, and from there, go to the project or the repository that you want to run the analysis. You can go to the settings. Under the settings in the left side tab, go to security, secrets, and select actions. Under that, you can see like there will be a lot of text describing that, but if you see the right hand top corner, you can see like new repository secret. If you select that, it would end up in the screen where you can enter the name of the secret and the generated token here and select add secret. So this secret has been added to the repository, and the next step in the Sonar cloud would be it would give you a set of scripts there, or set of lines, or a YAML file. You just have to copy that. It would look something like this. So go to your project root directory, look for .github folder. If you don't have one, create a .github folder. Under that, create another folder called workflows, and create a build.yaml file and paste the code under that. Make sure the secret's name match here. Whatever name you have given in the repository, it should match here. Save it, and that's it. Done. Now make a test commit. So this is a GitHub action that we have set that would run the SonarCube analysis for every commit or for every pull request that has been made. So if you make a test commit, you can see that it starts an action, and you can see something similar to this. If it passes, you can see a green check mark. If not, there will be a red cross. You can go to details and view the details of the action that happens, and you can expand on the details of the each action that happened. At the same time, in the SonarCloud platform, it would refresh, and you can see the similar result that we saw in SonarCube. So this will be like in the SonarCloud. So that is it. That's simple. And every time someone makes a comment, you can see like the new incoming code does not introduce any security hotspot, or it does not bring in any issues or bugs along with it. So that is it. So the last topic is snyk.io. Snyk is another tool which runs code analysis and also evaluates imported libraries and modules for any vulnerability. It also monitors the project or the repository for future vulnerabilities and notifies the user, something similar to Dependabot. So setup with the Snyk is again simple. It would prompt if you want to set up, it would prompt like you want to authorize GitHub or you want to sign in with Google. For example, let's say you sign in via GitHub, your GitHub account, then you have to authorize Snyk to access your GitHub or Bitbucket repo or anything. So once you provide Snyk access to access your GitHub, then it would populate all the repository that it has access to, and then you can select repository to run the analysis. That's it. It would automatically run the analysis. You don't have to run any code or script in this, and then the output would look something similar. Here we can see like code analysis and packaged JSON. Code analysis is kind of like the vulnerability that we saw in SonarCube, and package.json is the vulnerabilities present in the imported packages. So these security hotspots are similar, or the vulnerabilities are similar that we saw in SonarCube. For the package.json, you can see like there are huge number of vulnerabilities present. You can either go and fix this vulnerability, or if the upgrade involves a breaking change, you can partially fix it here, and you have to go to the code and fix the rest of the stuff. So that is it. We have arrived at to the end of the session. I thank the coordinators and Women Who Code community for providing me this opportunity, and hope everyone enjoyed this session. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or need help with the setup for SonarCube or anything via LinkedIn. Any questions so far?
Yes, wonderful job, Janavi, on your talk. Thank you so much. And we do have a couple of questions here in the chat. First one, does SonarCube support branching workflow, i.e. run on different branches for the same project, or would you recommend only running SonarCloud on commits to main?
Yes, SonarCube, if you want to set up a continuous workflow, then I would definitely suggest SonarCloud. SonarCube is something that you need to run manually each time. Yes, it does support the branches. You have to run the script in particular branch, and it would also give you statistics on new incoming code. What are the vulnerabilities present in the incoming code as well. But I would suggest SonarCloud and set it up as a GitHub action, and it would automatically do all the analysis for you. Hope I answered the question.
Wonderful. And the other question in here, I'm not sure on the pronunciation, is the SNYK free?
Yes, Sneak is also has free edition. It might be limited, but it does the job. You can try it out and definitely see like how it works. Both Sneak, Sonar Cloud, and SonarCube has free editions. Yeah, please try that out, and it definitely helps. Yeah.
And another question, we use Sneak, but we struggle with vulnerabilities that don't have package update fixes. How do you go about determining if a non-update fix is needed and how to complete it?
I don't have. Yeah, so that happens. We have to wait. So this is something like now open source community, open source things, like we pull in open source stuff. There are vulnerabilities, and someone needs to jump in and fix it. So um, at that point in time, reach out to the open source owners or the code base owners, like what are the stuff, or you can volunteer to go and fix that. So this is something that we need to support our open source community on this, and try to pitch in and support them and fix it. Or you can reach out, if you cannot, you can reach out to the owners on this and see what are the steps that they can they are whether they are responsible, they are ready to like fix it. If not, yeah, we have to pay the price, we have to swap the library, or a lot of things comes follows that.
Fantastic. If there are no other questions, we can go ahead and close out. So I want to give a big thank you to Janavi and to Mara today for sharing your amazing sessions with us all. Really enjoyed everything. So big round of applause, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with our community.